okay, what people think Fast and Furious is, we're gonna times that by 10. And then the whole rumor about, what? Universal wants a crossover between Fast, Furious, and Jurassic Park. Screw it. Do it.
Yeah,
Do
I
it
remember
for
you
10.
telling me that, and I was like, no way, no way. But after watching this, I was like, well, he just came from outer space.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess we are fighting dinosaurs next.
Yeah,
what
might
else
as
are we gonna
well.
do?
Well, because you know what's stronger than family? Dinosaurs. Yeah, let's do this. Fast 9. Gee, I can't believe we got to 9 already.
It's all about family, man.
Family. All right, you son of a bitch up here.
Family's the magic word. Let's go for it. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nightcap.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well.
Another warm summer evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another day here, and man, got an exciting movie to do tonight. But before we get into that, what you drinking tonight, man?
I'm just drinking water, man. I kind of went a little hard on the whiskey sours this weekend, so I'm just kind of taking it easy this week.
You had to have 8. You had to have 8.
I had to have 8. Not 3
Get
or 4.
yourself off. Yeah, I'm taking it easy too, actually. Even though it's in a whiskey glass, I'm drinking some chai iced tea. So
All right.
easy.
There's no problem with that, bro.
Yeah, and it is a weeknight for everybody at home, so keep moderation, everybody.
Exactly.
But speaking of the opposite of moderation, let's talk about this movie, man. Fast 9.
Ooh, jeez, man. As like how I was after the movie, I'm speechless, bro. I still am pretty speechless about this movie. So,
Yeah, if anybody's curious, we did a quick reaction right after we walked out the theater. We put it up on our Instagram page. I'll go ahead and put the handle up for that right now, so you can find us there at the.night.cap. And before we get into our full movie breakdown, this is your first time watching the show, I'll go ahead and put up our grading breakdown as well. It shows how we break down movies. We like to give a numeric score for all the movies that we watch, go category by category, see what we think, what we liked, what we didn't like, so you can follow all along there as well. And also don't be afraid to hit the like and subscribe button. It gives us a little favor here at the the old YouTube algorithms here. Any love we can get, we appreciate it. And also don't be afraid to leave your comments below. We look forward to hearing those as well. Whether you agree or disagree,
I'll argue with you.
Yeah, we'll argue with you as well. All right. And I might even fight you if you're lucky.
I'll fight you.
All right, man. Well, let's get into this movie, man. Fast 9. Whew, the year is 2021. Dominic Toretto's still doing it for family, bro. Some things just never change.
For the family, man. For the family. We see, like, in the beginning, Dom retired pretty much, raising a little B for Brian.
Yeah.
And and then the past catches up with him. So he has to handle it. And of course, what's the past? Family. All right. His long lost brother. Yeah. His long lost brother that we never knew about, even after 7 movies, even though he's so big on family, fails to mention brother.
Yeah. And just like The Godfather, they reel him back in, He's trying to live a quiet life just like me out in the boondocks. And then, all of a sudden, Tyree shows up at your door. Says we need you. Get drafted again. But what do you think about this story? I mean, just warning to everybody, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers are ahead. So just warn you guys right now, if you want to wait, if you don't care about spoilers, continue watching. But what do you think about this story? I mean, it's bananas, bro.
It's nonsensical because, all right, he goes back in because he sees it, like, a necklace just like himself, like, in the little distress call from Mr. Nobody. So he guesses it's his brother. And then even then, he's a super spy also, like covert spy terrorist.
Isn't everybody?
Similar paths.
Yeah.
But the story doesn't even make sense. And by the way, I gave the plot 2 out of 10. So we're starting it off right. Woo,
all right.
Woo. And then they got to stop Ares, like this program that takes over every computer weaponry in the world. It almost seems like this was a plot of another Fast and Furious, like,
Yeah,
like
it seemed very familiar. I agree.
And even that plot doesn't make sense because the guy funding it is this diplomat's son, who obviously has a million resources, tons of power in order to hire all these people and all this money to hire all these things. So why does he need that? Like, he already is pretty powerful. So what, you got to be even more powerful? It doesn't make any sense.
I think what you said when we left the theater actually was very true when you talked about this franchise has become a victim of its own success.
Oh, absolutely.
And they just got to keep raising the ante every time and, saving the world every episode, you know what I mean? And this movie's no different. And they just, the shenanigans just keep getting more and more bloated and more increased. I only give it a 3 in terms of plot. Like you said, it just feels very familiar, the whole plot in general. But I guess when you go into these movies, you know what to expect, and it doesn't necessarily disappoint. It just doesn't feel fresh, right?
Yeah, we're definitely a million years from the first Fast and Furious when Hector was running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. All right, it's not that anymore. It's like they're spoiler alert again, guys. They're going to freaking space, right?
But even in space, you still need Nas apparently.
In bubble suits and like, oh god, we'll get to that.
All right, man. Well, let's get into this production. Overall, for production, the movie looks great. Give it a 16. These movies look fantastic. The heavy color grading. There's lots of CG, obviously, crazy stunts. All that's there. I don't even know how many cars they wreck for the production of this movie, but all that's there. And that, if there's anything this movie does right, I mean, it's that. I mean, it definitely doesn't disappoint in terms of the action, right?
Oh yeah, you go into a Fast and Furious movie, think, all right, I'm in for the stunts, all the crazy action, and the production is always there. Like the stunts are gonna look great, even though it's super outlandish now. Obviously the locales are there; they're going over all over the freaking world, but like we were talking about, they have to outdo each other in every freaking movie. So now it's like literally the stunts have no physics. Defies the laws of physics. All right, like the first opening action sequence, like the chase through the jungle, which I have a Dodge Charger. All right, I got a Scat Pack. You'd think you would get a better off-road vehicle. And I love my Dodge Charger, but it's not really off-road vehicle.
Yeah,
and they're literally driving on a collapsing bridge, on a collapsing hanging bridge, and still driving on that mofo. I'm like, that's not possible. Physics,
you gotta love the scene too where he jumps off the cliff and then gets caught by an aerial drone by magnets from underneath. I mean,
I'm glad you mentioned magnets because this movie's the F stands for magnets, guys.
The X factor in this movie is magnets.
and then Vin Diesel turns his car into Spider-Man by hooking it into like one of the tethers and then just swinging. Oh.
Well, let's transition over. Well, what would you give it in terms of production?
I still give it an 18 out of 20 because it does look good. The production is good.
It definitely looks great. Let's get into the acting, the performances. And one of the things, I don't know if it's right away, maybe like a quarter of the way into the movie, right? Tyrese kind of gives like a little wink and a nod to the audience where he has like this talk about being invincible, right? Especially I think it's like after that first whole action sequence too.
Yes.
He's like, look at me. I ain't got a scratch on me.
Right? Yeah, giving that little
you guys know what this means?
Yeah, a little wink, breaking the fourth wall, going meta and saying, pretty much getting ahead of the audience, the cynical audience that says, man, this is impossible, like myself. And they're like, well, guess what? We already know. It's impossible. So we're mentioning it right now. And guess what? You're still going to eat it up.
It's 100%. But, honestly, I kind of liked it because I think it's true. And I think, if you're this far into the franchise now, like you get it, you know what I mean? Like the last 3 or 4 movies have been just off the rails. So how are you going to check out now and be like, all right, this is too much. You know what I mean? Like, I guess if you're along for the ride, you're in it, Yeah,
I'm in it right now. I'm like, I'm in for the ride. Screw it, whatever. But in terms of the acting, like it's an ensemble cast. Like, you know what you're like I said, like you go into a Fast and Furious movie, not for the acting, all right,
not for the acting,
all right, and even with the addition of like John Cena, all right, the doctor of thugonomics, all right, word life, it's I gave it an 18 out of 30, just because, like I said, man, it's not going to win any Oscars. Pretty much, Vin Diesel plays the same character in every movie,
of course,
all right.
Yeah. So, well, I'll say this. I give it a 20 out of 30.
Very generous.
To me, they looked a little tired this time. Like all the characters, they all look like, man, we're doing this again. And for the love of God, can someone get Michelle Rodriguez some makeup or something? Give her some lipstick or something. Like, geez,
look, she's retired too. All right. Raising little B as her own. All right.
I get it. She's been in the gym. She's looking, D's. She's looking a little diced up,
Diced to the socks.
How about a little a little blush or something? You gotta soften up a little bit. You know what I mean? And I gotta say too, also, John Cena, look at bad acting across the board. plenty of cringy parts, right? But even his acting, even in a group of bad actors, his acting stood out as bad.
Well, here's the thing. I never liked John Cena, even as a wrestler. All right. I just wasn't a fan. Just wasn't a fan. But hey, good for him for actually going in big budget movies now. He's going to be in the Suicide Squad coming out in a few weeks, actually, also.
Well, apparently he's paying, kissing the ring, paying the price out there, apologizing.
Do
whatever it takes, I guess, on John Cena.
Yeah, man. I can't believe China cucked them. China cucked them, man. He cucked one of America's heroes.
Yep. He just came in, stole the belt right there, right in front of him, right in front of all of America.
Didn't even apologize in English. Apologize in Mandarin. Right?
Man.
Who knew he was fluent in Mandarin? I didn't.
I should lower the score just for that. I just don't forget. I'm revising my score right now. All right, man. But let's transition into directing. What'd you give it in terms of directing score wise?
Directing, I gave it a 19. I mean, it's a Justin Lin's movie. I mean, again, I'm going to mention, what you're going to get. You're going to get, bonkers stunts nowadays. Although I got to gripe about the runtime. I kind of mentioned that when we got out of the theater. 2.5 hours is maybe cut off a couple of the stunt scenes and, trim it down to maybe 2 hours. It wasn't necessary. And yeah, they threw everything at this movie. He threw everything in the kitchen sink. Like, hey, remember those fools from Tokyo Drift? Yeah, let's bring them back. Fuck it. Bring back Han. He's back. He's back from the dead. All right.
In fact, he's across the street.
Yeah, he's literally across the street, like from the street that we happen to be on. He's right there. I mean, and by the way, you know what? How are we going to solve all this? Fuck it. Magnets. Huge magnets. Industrial size magnets. All right. So, yeah, man, and then the whole, like we mentioned, getting meta with it, like wink, like, yeah, we're all indestructible. No one's going to die. And you're still going to wolf it down,
Yeah. I give it a 22 out of 30. It's just, it's got plenty of problems. But I think when you get on this ride, right, when you get on this roller coaster, you know what you're signing up for. So I can only shrug, you know what I mean? But I will agree with you. It definitely gets long, especially in that last part there and that, towards the end of the resolution, everything, it just drags. A movie like this should never be over 2 hours. And also too, I'll say but I will give him props just in terms of, there's a lot going on here and just choreographing all the action, all these sequences, these long car chase scenes, just in that in general, I have to give the director props because there's no way that's easy. And they do handle that part well. And that's what the fans are really coming for. So
yeah, there definitely is a lot to wrangle in.
Yeah. For that, I'll give it, the 22, even though there's, like I said, plenty of holes in the story, but let's go ahead and get into X Factor. What you got, old buddy?
I gave it a 1. Ooh. All right. I gave it a 1. And I gave it a 1, and I gave it a 1 because Dom's 1970 Dodge Charger is still one of my dream cars. So I gave it a 1 for that. And because I still feel, I'm like, dude, end this. Like I said, right after, I'm like, end this. End this for the love. It's become a satire of itself.
Totally.
It's like, okay, what people think Fast and Furious is, we're going to times that by 10. All right. And yeah. And then, the whole rumor about, what? Universal wants a crossover between Fast, Furious, and Jurassic Park. Screw it. Do it. Do it.
I remember you telling me that, and I was like, no way. But after watching this, I was like, well, he just came from outer space. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess we are fighting dinosaurs next.
Yeah, might as well. Well, because you know what's stronger than family? Dinosaurs. All right?
Like I said, Dom's going to be racing a T-Rex for pink slips. All right? Fast 10.
Arms, all right? Because here's the thing. They had a perfect out. God rest his soul. When Paul Walker died, it was the perfect out. Ended with Fast 7, the Furious 7, when it was just them looking at each other and then like them driving off separate ways. I got emotional. Like when I was watching the end of that movie, I was just like, yeah, this is it. This is it. Let's do this. This is the end, But they're like, nope. This is the only thing we got. Ludacris and Tyrese, this is the only thing we got. Let's keep on making them. And my can I say they're gonna do a spinoff on Tyrese's character, the most cringe character of the bunch.
Oh, totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
Guys, come on, man. Come on.
All right. Well, I give it a 4.
Okay. Very
I mean, like I said, I I think when I approach this franchise, I just have kind of learned over the years to just like look past the warts and just kind of appreciate it for what it is. Just kind of a big, goofy movie. And it's fun. It's tons of action, and you know what I mean? But you just don't take it too seriously, and it just is what it is. I don't know that I'll be running to the theater next time. You know what I mean? To see the dinosaurs, but I might wait until I can watch it at home on my couch. But you know what they're going to deliver. And I don't know, maybe we'll even get, what's that actor who plays in the Jurassic Park?
Chris
Pratt, right? Yeah, maybe we'll get Chris Pratt in in a Charger or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What kind of shenanigans they'll cram.
Maybe they'll bring back Charlize Theron, even though she wasn't necessary with her Edgar haircut, which was really took me aback. Really distracted me in this movie.
Yeah, that haircut is just horrible. But all right, let's get into total scores, old bud. What'd you give it?
I still gave it a 58. 50 out of 100, which is okay. You know, go watch it. I still recommend, because like we were in the theater, people were hooting and hollering. Yes, all right, people were enjoying this, and I enjoyed all the stunts and all that too. It was so outlandish that I'm like, I could only giggle. I'm like, okay, whatever.
What else can you do? And I think that's the kind of the intention behind it. You know what I mean? I give it a 65, and I guess I'm turning into the big softy now on this show. Before I was more of the hard ass, but I don't know, man. And lately you've been pretty tough.
Hey man, you know, like I didn't get paid off, you know, like you did.
That's true. Those Amazon gift cards come yet, babe? Just checking. All right. All right, man. Well, let's kick it over to the fans. You guys watching at home, let us know what you guys think. Did you guys like this movie? Did it meet your expectations? Did it exceed them? Or maybe you're getting a little sour about all this kind of over the top action that they're spoon feeding us now. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know your guys' score for these movies, and any other recommendations you guys have for us. We look forward to hearing your feedback on that. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And that's all I got for tonight. Al, anything else before we wrap it up?
No, man, that's about it. And but it was a good outing. It was nice to get back to the theater, you know, and really immerse ourselves in the film. So that was a treat. All right. So definitely, all you guys get out there. You know, get out there, go watch movies in the big screen, and get out the house, stretch your legs.
So support AMC and buy that stock as well. Right?
The stonks are going up.
Hey, it's a family? What do you say?
Family.
All right, man. Cheers, everybody.
Have a great night.